All right, it is Monday. Time for the Monday message. Fired up to chat with everybody. Let me switch that. There we go. Perfect. So many good things going on right now. So you say, what am I fired up about this week? I am fired up about the competition for the number one leg in the organization continues to shift. Jeremico, his organization, past Soto, became the number one leg was the number one leg in the organization in the month of September. And then the first week of October's numbers came out and Soto moved in front of him first week October. So that competition continues to go. I love it. Hey, looking for someone else to get in the mix. You know, we've got so many potential leaders that could get up in that mix. So let's go. Let's go, right? We got new agency managers breaking all over the alliance. We got one of our new agency managers on the call today. And October is off to an absolutely smoking start. I'm going to read the numbers for you a little bit. Fired up about what's going on there. Fired up too about new people coming out and writing business. I know this week we had 3 new directs submit business. Fired up about that. Hey, big changes coming to President's Club. For all of you that are in President's Club and for any of you that are not yet in President's Club, there are going to be big changes coming to President's Club. I'll just give you a little bit of a sneak peek and then, of course, bigger announcements to follow. But there's going to be a change in President's Club to where, based on personal production, you will earn lead credits. So I've got the whole grid. It's a crazy opportunity, especially for the big producers. I'm telling you, it's a huge opportunity to get all the benefits of President's Club and get all the crazy lead credits that are going to go out. Got a big announcement coming up after the numbers. And so if you got someone that's not on the call, you might want to text them and say, hey, are you on the call? You better be on the call. There's a big announcement. I'm going to give you a head start over the rest of the alliance. I'm going to give you a head start on earning some money. So we'll do that after the numbers. Also fired about people making moves. Man, I'm just seeing people making moves, making commitments, seeing things happen. We got the Dial Jam off to a smoking start today. Evan Patzer is going to be on the live mic starting again at 2:30. So join us on the Dial Jam. 2:30, we'll be getting cranked up again. Well, let's go over numbers. We got the numbers from last week. Here's all producers over 1,000. And I'll tell you, every week I get texts, hey, I didn't get credit for this, I didn't get credit for that. Here's what I'm telling you. Send in a report, please, because we don't get good data from the carriers on, especially e-apps, on Submit. Now, they always come through on Issue Paid, but on Submit, we just don't get good data. So please send a report. We just need to know the product that was written, the client, and the APV. If you're under one of my key leaders or agency managers, send it up through them. If you're direct to me, send it into the base shop here. But we want to get you recognition. All right. So let's start with all producers over 1,000. Last week on Submit, we got Danica Gaston, $1,181.16. Bailey Wright, $1,286.40. Nicole McConico, $1,290. Chastity Lovett, $1,331.40. Darcy Allen, $1,622.76. Aaron Freelane, $1,698.84. Alexis Cruzado, $1,894.08. Another one of those new direct wits coming on. Jackie Johnson, $2,112.96. Sheena Flowers, $2,170.68. Michael Frederick, $2,408.28. Way to go, Frederick. Getting rocking. Jeremico Edwards, $3,682.96. Michael Wilson, $4,020.36. Doug Schaefer, $4,129.92. Rogers Straughter, $5,388.72. Noel and Brittany Wilson, $5,613.48. Billy Crane, $6,851.28. Brandon Beal, $6,918.75. Gustavo and Mercedes, number 5 last week, $7,315.92 across 8 applications. Number 4, I see you, Diana, $8,251.68 across 6 applications. Number 3, Mark Hutchison, $10,751.60 across 8 applications. Number 2 would be me, $14,731.20 across 13 applications. And number 1 for the week, number one, and this week it was Mr. Evan Patzer, $29,122.40 across 14 apps. Way to go, Evan. AMs and above, we got top five. So number 5 would be Brandon and Ashley Beal, $14,377.59. Number 4, Eduardo Soto, $16,135.23. Number 3, Jeremico Edwards, $21,009.52. Number 2, Evan Patzer, $33,142.76. And number 1 would be my base shop outside of all agency managers, another $52,784.36. Way to go, everybody. All right, recruiting. Let's go. Completed fast tracks, all with one direct completed fast track last week. You got Victor Kimbrough, Billy and Ada Crane, Latasha Patterson, Jeremico Edwards, Keith Phillips, Rogers and Kim Straughter, and Mark Hutchison. Second place with 3 direct completed fast tracks, Eduardo Soto. And number 1 in completed fast tracks last week, Brandon and Ashley Beal with 4. Let's go enrollees and licensing. Rogers and Kim Straughter, 2 last week, 2 direct enrollees in licensing. Brandon and Ashley Beal, 3 direct enrollees in licensing. And my base shop had 11 direct enrollees in licensing. All so completed agent contracts. That means these are people ready to hit the field running, all with 1 direct completed new agent contract last week. You got LaShore Rollison, Terrence Thompson, Keith Phillips, Latasha Patterson, Billy and Ada Crane, and Rogers and Kim Straughter with 2 direct completed contracts, Eduardo Soto, and leading the way would be my base shop here with 3 direct completed new agent contracts. Somebody wanted me to go through year-to-date issue paid, so let's do some year-to-date. Here's the top 10 year-to-date. We got Sabrina Floyd coming in at number 10, over $105,000. Austin Heater at number 9, over $111,000. Diana Castile, number 8, over $114,000. Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran, number 7, over $131,000. Number 6, Mimi Ramiro, over $135,000. Now here's your top 5, and it's a big jump from 6 to 5. Number 5, Jeremico Edwards, $221,363.73. Number 4, Evan Patzer, $235,230.01. Number 3, Billy and Ada Crane, $248,597.56. Number 2, Brandon and Ashley Beal, $295,125.67. And number 1 by a whole lot right now, Mr. Mark Hutchison, $388,363.70. Year-to-date new agent recruits, in other words, direct contracts. You got number 5, Noel Wilson with 18. Number 4, Eduardo Soto with 19. Number 3, Evan Patzer with 20. Number 2, Brandon and Ashley Beal with 50. And now leading the way, number 1, my base shop with 51 direct contracts. Year-to-date enrollees in licensing. Number 5, you got Mr. Hutchison with 22. Number 4, Rogers and Kim Straughter with 32. Number 3, Evan Patzer with 42. Big jump to number 2 here. Number 2, Brandon and Ashley Beal at 61. And then leading the way would be my base shop with 204 direct enrollees in licensing year to date. All right. There's the year-to-date numbers for those that were asking. All right, let's get rocking, man. So I said I was going to make a big announcement. What I'm going to do is give you a head start. This is going to be announced, I believe, Wednesday on the TWC, but I'm going to give you a head start for jumping on the Monday message, okay? There's going to be $300,000 given away to winners over October, November, December, based on what you do in October, November, and December. Now, I'm not going to lay out all the contest specifics. I went over them with Andy on Saturday. I'm so fired up by this. But I'll give you a few tips, a few head start things. All right. Number 1, I'd be writing as much Foresters as I possibly could. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't cram a square. Don't try and cram a square peg into a round hole. You know, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. But if at all possible, based on the way this contest is going to work, I will be putting as much Foresters as I can in. All right. Here's another thing. If you're not an AM yet, I would be thinking crazy. How can I get my direct recruiting numbers going like crazy? And if you're an AM, which you know who the AMs are on this team, I'd be thinking, how do I get my width taken off? And how do I get depth happening? What do I need to do to make those things happen? Because there's going to be $300,000 given away based on what happens in October, November, December. So if you're brand new, you're in, right? Hey, I'm thinking about like you, Terry. Thinking about Alexis there, man. You guys are in. You guys are in because whatever happened this year that's done. This contest is going to be for October, November, December, so it's already started. So it is anybody's game. And there's going to be $300,000 given away in this contest. It is just based on October, November, December. That's as much as I can give you as far as a head start. I would be on the TWC with a pen, paper. Of course, you should be on TWC every week. But this week especially, I'd be ready to write, ready to take notes. But I'm telling you, write as much Foresters as possible. Recruit like crazy and direct width if you're not an agency manager yet. And if you are an agency manager, width and depth. All right. Woo, fired up about that. It's going to be crazy. I'm fired up about that. All right. Got to focus now. I got a couple of my buddies on. I want you to hear from them. I want you to hear where their hearts are at. First of all, we have a brand new qualified agency manager, not just in the Alliance, but on our team specific. Mr. Brandon Beal. Brandon and Ashley Beal, qualified agency managers, going to be on stage in January, getting their rings, moving on up, man. So I'm so proud of you, Brandon and Ashley. Brandon, I'm going to tune out. I'm going to listen up, and I just want you to share a little bit of what's on your heart and what the plan is moving forward, brother.
Steven, can you hear me okay, man?
Loud and clear, man.
Awesome, dude. Y'all hear me? I say the same thing all the time. I mean it. You know, when Steven or Andy or anyone of that stature invites me on these calls, I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much, Steven. Thank you so much, Holly, for allowing me to just share with you guys real quick. For those of you who don't know, I am Brandon. I'm the other half of Brandon and Ashley. Ashley and I got started and hired by Ed Soto 3 years ago this past July, and it's been nothing but fun. It's been nothing but just craziness, you know. And hitting agency manager was a huge accomplishment. You know, I haven't had an accomplishment like this since, you know, catching a football with the Cincinnati Bengals in 2010. You know, the outreach that we've had from Andy Riddle, from Paul Roberts to Mike and Noel, you know, I mean, all these $1 million leaders and you know, deep 6-figure leaders reaching out and texting us and calling us, congratulating us it was awesome, man. You guys, if you haven't hit AM yet, you got to go for it, dude. You have to go for it. It's like a whole nother world just opened up. You know what I mean? People say your world changes when you have a child. That's true, you know, but your world also changes when you hit agency manager too. And we're not stopping here, Stephen. I mean, we're looking at, you know, we celebrated. Ashley took me out for an awesome dinner overlooking, you know, the Pacific Ocean yesterday out in San Diego. And we are looking at EVP now. You know, we did our 1 day of celebrating, you know, kind of like the Lakers last night. We did our 1 day of celebrating. Now it's back to work. You know, the job's not done. We're looking at EVP, then we're looking at board member, and then, dude, it's partner from there. Like, that's where our sights are set, is hitting partner, like it's embedded and ingrained in our heads. And, you know, it's a true testament to my man, Ed Soto, because not only has he broken me out, but he's, you know, helped Evan. You know, my man, Austin Heater is next. You know, my direct, Noel Wilson, I know he's coming on board. He's next. I mean, Ed is a true leader. I honestly don't, I wouldn't be able to find my socks and shoes without him. Like, I seriously can say that. He 100% is, you know, let's just say 50% him and another 50% my team is why Ashley and I were able to go agency manager. It had nothing to do with what we did. We're just a bystander. We're the middleman who just got lucky. We're the people, the lucky SLB, Steven in the middle, who got lucky because Ed did everything he could in his power to help us get to AM. And then we had, like I mentioned, Noel Wilson, LaShore Robert Rollison and his team. You know, my buddy Chris Callis out in Virginia, like all these other people that have contributed, man. Like, we cannot, it's just trying to win a championship. You cannot win a championship without surrounding yourself with a good team. And that's exactly what we've done, you know, and we're continuing to do that. Just like Jeremico's doing with Billy and Billy with Sheena. I mean, it's the same thing. That's why they're succeeding right now. They're surrounding themselves with good teammates, and we're doing no less. You know what I mean? We're actually going to do more. You know, I love Jeremico, I love Billy, but come on, y'all don't want that smoke. But We're going partner, man. Again, it's a true testament to Ed Soto, and I have to give a lot of credit and a lot of praise and a lot of love to my wife Ashley, who just she knows I'm up early on the phone, and she knows I'm going to bed late. Even when I'm in bed, I'm still texting and sending emails, driving her nuts, but she lets me do that, and so I really have to give so much love and so much credit and so much praise to her. I love her with everything in me, and without her too, there'd be no Brandon, guys. I can 100% tell you that right now. If you guys are serious about building this business, you have to do what you have to do, what you got to do to hit agency manager. That's 40 appointments. Okay. That's writing 20, 30, 40,000 a month. And that's finding a minimum of 20 people a month doing the same thing. And that's exactly what we're doing, Stephen. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted me to cover, man, but I 100% appreciate you having us on. And again, I don't take it lightly. I love everybody here, and I want everybody to win so bad. Y'all don't know what we have in front of us. You don't. If you like, it's a gold mine. Steven says all the time, it's a gold mine, and it 100% is. So thank you so much, Steven, for having us.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for sharing, man. So much good stuff. And I agree 100% with what you're saying. Soto is a leader, man. We got a lot of leaders on this team, and he is a big part of the heart and a big time leader on this team. I love that man too. I love some of the things you said, dude. Just like don't celebrate too much, and don't get pissed off too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always that balance, right? We had something get screwed up on Friday, and it was funny. I'm all pissed off, just, and I'm like, wait a second, Steven, what do you tell other people? Okay, I'm gonna be good and pissed. Yeah, I'm gonna be good and pissed off for 5 minutes, but then I got to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm gonna be so mad for 5 minutes, and I gotta get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with celebration. People wreck their world. By they get a victory and then they can't handle the victory. So that's leadership coming out of you, brother. I'm so proud of you, man. Hey, and one of the things you hit on, this is huge. You taught this with your words, man. It's a leader's posture. What's a leader's posture? A leader's posture is this: when crap happens, when goals don't get hit, when all that stuff happens, a leader looks in the mirror. When victories happen, a leader looks out the window. That was one of the first things I read on John Maxwell book, and it has always stuck with me. That's a leader's posture, and you just did that. Like you just showed a leader's posture, because that's what a leader does. When the victories happen, a leader looks out the window. When victories, when things don't happen, leader looks in the mirror. That's personal responsibility. Share the victory with the team. Shine the light on the team, man. So good stuff, dude. I'm so proud of you, Brandon. You keep rocking, man. And you're right. You're dead on. If you want to do it, 40 appointments a week. 40 appointments a week, and then 20. You got to get out and find 20 people. And when you go out and you find 20 people, you'll find the winners. And you say, well, how can I just find winners? It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to just find winners. I want to tell you, you find winners by finding massive amounts of people. Put the people in the game. Let the people tell you who they are. So way to go, man. You're on the right track. Dude, I love your love for the team. The team loves you guys. I'm so proud of you. Big things coming, man. You're right. Just a mile marker. EVP the next one. Partners the next mile marker. And then we'll go where we go from there. All right, man. Love you, dude. Give our love to Ashley, too. All right, let's get Mr. Evan Patzer on. Evan, you with us, Bo?
I'm with you, Bo. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, man. Loud and clear. Dude, I want to just do the same thing. I'm going to mute out and listen to you. Light us up, dude. You shared the annuity sales system with us last week, and I'm telling you, I got texts from people going, oh my God, I was so scared before Evan started talking about that. It was just so much like, how am I ever going to sell an annuity? And then he made it simple and clear. That's what I told people. It's smart and it's simple and it's effective. So I'm going to turn it over to you for a little bit, bro. Share what's going on in your world. Obviously, a lot of production, $29,122.40. Way to keep rocking, bro.
More where that came from, Stephen. More where that came from.
Light us up, man.
So, well, once again, guys, and Stephen, thank you for having me on. It's always an honor and a pleasure to come on and be on the Monday Message. I mean, it's always an honor. So, very grateful to this team. Davies Nation is awesome. Super proud of Brandon. Once again, congratulations to you and Ashley and your team for accomplishing agency manager after working so hard and fighting so hard for it. I want to say too, before I get started into some of the things that are on my heart, I just have to say, like, I couldn't agree with Brandon more. We've got great leaders on this team, and it's always about the team. It's never about one individually. So I'm glad he touched on that, because when I hit agency manager, and it was a team effort, I couldn't have done it without the team pushing, being intentional with their actions and the decisions that they made in that period of time. So, and Ed, by the way, gosh, what I would do without Ed, I don't know where I would be. He has helped so much, just absolutely so much. Such a great leader. So grateful to be with him on this journey. So, guys, I just want to say this. Consistency is key. Something I learned from Stephen Davies consistently from him, and out of the words of his mouth when I've had conversations with him in the past, is, the numbers OU, just focus on the activity on a consistent, focused, persistent type basis. And if you don't slow down your activity level and you keep a positive mental attitude, which is absolutely key. I need everybody on this team thinking and expecting the best, but being prepared for the worst, if that makes sense. Like, I need y'all to expect that people want your help and that you're going to do great this week. That is very important. I think people underestimate the importance of the power of the subconscious mind and the persistent, optimistic, positive thinking. And so that's what I want to start off by talking about today. You've heard it so many times, the numbers OU. And having a week like I did last week with 29,000 was just that. It's not that I had worked harder. I was more strategic. I did things all that differently. But really, it was just the fact that I've been consistently focusing on putting in, 30 to 40 appointments in every week. I've been investing accordingly to get weeks like that. And I knew inevitably it was just going to happen. Okay. And so you're going to have weeks like that if you know that you're consistently putting in this amount of dials and getting that amount of appointments. It will happen where there's weeks where you have 20, 30, 40 appointments and you don't get the sales that you thought that you should have. But at the end of the day, this business is predictable, folks. Like, it's very predictable if you're a consistent worker, right? Attitude, activity. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. And then going into this annuity stuff, like, I figured out, like, maybe about a year ago, a simple method and technique from listening to Dr. Phil, Brant Swindell, Terry Edwards, thinking about people that are always doing high levels of annuities. And I figured out a couple of things from each of them and put it in a simplicity form. So once again, it happened this week. I mean, I had actually went out and door knocked a lead that was actually, I couldn't get a hold of her. When she was an 82, 83-year-old woman. Don't underestimating the power of door knocks. Please, people send these in, and more than likely they want you to get in touch with them. And if you can't, like I still door knock all the time till this day. I've written so many annuities and so much premium from door knocks. Like, y'all got to get out there in between your other appointments and knock on doors. You're missing premium, you're missing opportunity, and those people may suffer because that you didn't go visit them. And so that's the mindset, So I knocked this door. We set an appointment for a few days later, and sure enough, this lady did not want to spend $30 a month on a $2,500 whole life insurance policy. But by following the system and I'm not going to go over it today, but go back and listen to the recording of last Monday message, and you will understand what I'm talking about. I followed the system I talked about, and within an hour of being there, we were doing a one-sit $50,000 annuity for her to protect and grow her money instead of her having to pay a premium. And one key word I said, listen, like, you've got this money, you may not have to add another bill to your life. Like, when you've got a strong shot at money that's either not growing or at risk, and someone could leverage that and put it into an annuity and said completely safely, you can say, if you can sense that they are leaning towards not having a bill, put that in front of the face. I think it would be a better idea to grow and leverage the money you have. Why would we want to add a bill? And for you in this particular scenario, you're in a more favorable position to make sure you accumulate more money for your final expense cost. So bring it in always to why you're there. And so that's what we did. It was one closed annuity written right then and there for $50,000. The last thing I'll touch on, and I'm sure Steven's got some really, really good content, is it just guys like, I'm fired up out of my mind, by the way. I mean, we are so fortunate to be a part of an organization that is led by a leader who works harder than anybody I know when he doesn't have to, Andy Albright, and is always innovating and being creative on ways that he can incentivize people to give their best and reach their best version of themselves and generate the most income. Why are we here? Because we have to work to provide for ourselves and our families. And so capitalize, please don't take this fourth quarter, these last 3 months, do not take them light. Get uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone, get after it, go psycho on the recruiting, on the Foresters, be aware of how you may incentivize your client that Foresters is a better product for them if it's suitable. Like capitalize on these contests. I remember the very first full year that I did this, winning those contests, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 was just like life-changing, right? And there's all it takes is just a little extra effort, a little extra consistency and focus. So get after it, make this the fourth quarter where your life changes forever and you win some extra money along the way. I'm fired up. I'm going to be on the top list of that content with some of those contests, and I can't wait to be there winning some money on stage. So Steven, if there's anything else you want me to talk about, man, let me know, but I'm going to give the mic back to you.
That was perfect, dude. That was perfect. I love some of the stuff you're talking about, man. The consistency thing. Let me tell you something. People that accomplish big things in life, they're consistent people. And I know consistency isn't a glitzy word. It's not a trick play. It's a posture that you assume towards this world. Consistency. I mean, that is such a key thing. Everybody that accomplishes is consistent. I mean, they're just more consistent than people that don't accomplish. I mean, that's just it is what it is. You can't, and it's consistency is easier when we win, right? When we have that massive week, right? Super easy for you to be consistent this week. That doesn't impress me. What impresses me is how you stayed consistent when you were having a couple of weeks that weren't working out like they should have worked out, right?
Yeah,
that's what impresses me, brother. That's the mark of leadership, the ability to stay consistent to the things we know work in the midst of frustration. That's leadership. That's leadership right there. So consistent, whether it's going great or consistent, whether it's just one of those weeks that makes you want to scream. You know what I'm saying? Consistent. Consistent.
Oh my gosh.
That's
like,
I'm so proud of you, dude. So proud of you. Another thing, you talked about the numbers, right? Either the numbers owe you, and that's what the conversation you and I had, right? Either the numbers owe you or you owe the numbers. What does that mean? Put in the same activity. The numbers will owe you or you will owe the numbers. Here's the biggest danger for guys like Evan right now on a big week. The biggest danger is to put in less effort next week, right? The only problem there is you create debt. You're going to start owing the numbers. I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it. Don't owe the numbers.
Huge. And I have to interrupt here and just make a quick point, because here's a little tip too. If you're following what Steven said and you're consistently putting in the same or high level of activity each and every week, which means I don't slow down my activity from last week, this week, then, and if you invest accordingly, because that's a little secret, like, hey, okay, maybe you don't have a lot to invest, but I know by investing anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 a week, I'm going to have enough quality set of people to talk to. And as long as I'm doing my work and setting my appointments, inevitably it's all going to average out to $10,000 to $15,000 a week, no matter what, because the numbers owe me and I'm consistently putting in the work. So invest accordingly. Steven always says you cannot do great on a garage sale budget.
You're 100% right, bro. Here's what it's called. It's called critical mass. You get to the point of critical mass. And that's what you'll see in the top producers, the people that are issue paying 40, 50 grand a month. They're investing anywhere from 1,000 or more.
Billy Crane.
Leads. Billy Crane
Yeah. Jumped up there.
Dude, Billy has collapsed. Moving up, man. I'm telling you that's hard to keep up with that production, bro. I'm telling you what, I'm so proud of him, but he's investing like crazy. It's not crazy. It's not a mystery. It's not a mystery. Thanks for bringing that part out too. And the other thing I love, dude, is that you're door knocking leads. Let me tell you something, Evan. I have seen so many leaders slow themselves down once they hit AM, right? Hey, this is a challenge for you, Bill. This is a challenge for Jeremico, right? It's a challenge for Crane. right? When people start having breakthroughs, will you let up on the basics, like door knocking? I've seen it, man. I've seen it so many times. In fact, I've seen it more times than not. Does that make sense? And
That's
then
right.
people plateau themselves. They let off the basics that got them there. I love that you're setting that example. I saw Sheena Flowers post in the comments or post in the chat that she believes in door knocking too. 100%. Door knocking. I mean, just think about it. What is it super easy to say no to? An email. What's it a little harder to say no to? A text message. What's it harder to say no to? A phone call. What's it really hard to say no to?
I
Right
should
here,
be
person.
smiling.
Looking at my pearly whites. It's hard for you to tell me no. I love it. I love it, dude. Appreciate your example. Keep leading,
sir.
brother. We need you, man. We need you. All right. Let's get going. So what's the content for today? I said last week I was going to share some powerful words. Words are powerful, right? There's the common old verse, the power of what life and death is in the tongue, right? Words are powerful. The words we use shape who we become and what we get done. The words we use shape who we become and what we get done. There are, and this is a truth right here, okay? This is one of those central things like gravity. There are no neutral words. There are no neutral words. That's why low producers, non-productive people, they pay no attention to what they say. They pay no attention to what they say. And what's worse is they just repeat the same words that all the other non-productive people repeat around them. They pay no attention to it. People that got all kinds of drama in their life, they speak words that produce drama in their life. It's not the universe hasn't conspired to make their life this miserable thing that nobody understands, right? No. The words they use produce the results in their life. The words you and I use are so I have a paranoia about words because I've read enough stuff about them to know the power of them. Am I perfect with my words? God, no, absolutely not. I told you I was all ticked off for 5 solid minutes on Friday. But it's purposefully paying attention so that you catch yourself with the words. The words are so powerful. So what I want to do, I want to give you some powerful words to use moving forward. I want to give you, because here's what I want. I want you to get a ton of that, of the $300,000 being given away over the fourth quarter. I want you to get a ton of it. I want you to get more. You say, well, who am I talking to? I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to anybody else. I'm talking to you. I want you to get the most out of it. Well, don't you want, so I want you. Stop. I want you to get the most out of it. These words will help you get the most out of it. I promise you. It's funny. I didn't know when I decided to do this as the message or the content for today, I didn't know that we were going to have a $300,000 giveaway to talk about. It just works out perfectly. I love it. I'm Stephen Davies, and things always work out for me. You should say that about yourself too. I know Evan Patzer says that about himself. I know Brandon Beal says that about himself. Expect the best, right? Is it always going to work out? Heck no.
100% exactly right. 100%.
Is it all going to work out all the time? Heck no. But it'll work out more often than not if you expect it to. All right, let's get going. Here's a big word. This is a word that will help you get a lot of that $300,000. Instead. So instead, what is it? Instead. Here's what gets people frustrated when it comes to goals and accomplishment, and they just can't seem to get any of it done. Instead, they're doing things that don't help instead of things that will help. That's all that it is. They just need to do different things instead. So here's what I want you to do. Isolate the non-productive things you do. Oh, so we talked about me getting all ticked off Friday because I found out something didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. And I'm mad about it. I had to choose to do something instead. Does that make sense? I could have spent the whole day unglued, ticked off at the world. That would have been super not impressive to Holly, super not impressive to Tinsley or Chandler. Super bad example to spend the whole day ticked off and get nothing done. I had to choose to go, all right, we'll be good and ticked off for 5 minutes, but I got to get to work. And that's what I did. Just went to work. In fact, went to work so late, dinner was late. What am I going to do instead? So I can spend all day ticked off at the world, frustrated. Not my fault. Somebody should have done. I could have given you 1,000 of those, but you got to do something instead, right? So if you know, hey, your spouse does something that ticks you off, what are you going to do instead of stay ticked off all day? If the client no shows you, what are you going to do instead of get ticked off? What am I going to do instead? What am I going to do instead of scroll through social media? Yeah, let me tell you something. A lot of money is going to be given away over the fourth quarter. It'd be worth not looking at any social media. And you say, well, I post stuff to help me get, you know, sales, and I post stuff to help me get people to come on board my team. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is what most people do. Just looking at other people's life. Looking at other people, what are they doing? Looking at other people's lives instead of building their own life, right? People all the time. I mean, they got marriage falling apart. They got kids ticked off at them. They're broke. And all they're doing is just scrolling, looking at other people's lives. What other people be doing? What other people do, right? What am I going to do instead? I'm going to make phone calls. What am I going to do instead? I'm going to recruit. You heard what Brandon Beal said. I'm going to book 40 appointments a week instead of look at anybody else's life on social media. You say, that sounds extreme, Stephen. Let me tell you something. If you want to win, you got to be extreme. If you want to have an impactful marriage or relationship, an impactful relationship with your kids, you need to be extreme. You need to be extreme. Like weak-willed, nimby-namby people, they don't get anything done. Nothing of substance gets done in their life. You got to be extreme. All right, so what am I going to do instead? If you don't like where you are, you just need to do different things instead. It's not complicated. Let me be crystal clear. I hate not being a partner at Integrity yet. I am going to be a partner at Integrity, but I hate it. God. That is when social media scroll, I will scroll Integrity, just so I see the other jokers that are already partnering. And it just makes me so mad. I got to work harder, right? What am I going to do instead? I got to do some other stuff instead. If I want to go partner, I just can't sit. I can't do the same things that got me here. I got to do something else instead. Makes sense? All right. Number 2, powerful word, because. These two work together. Because is a powerful word. Look, I read a ton of psychology stuff. I'm just enamored with that stuff. I am the kind of nerd that will go to the beach, sit on the beach, drink a margarita, and read a psychology book. That's just who I am. So I'm telling you, all that stuff will tell you because is a powerful word. In fact, sales training books will tell you because is a powerful word. Anytime you tell someone, we need to go ahead and draft that first month's premium because, it doesn't really matter what you say after because. Do you really need to come to my house? I do need to meet you in person because, it doesn't matter what you say next. I mean, it matters somewhat, right? But because it's so powerful that what you say next doesn't have to make all the sense in the world, because our brains are wired to buy into whatever is said at the end of because. Now that's how you use it in sales. Let me tell you how you use it on you. I'm going to book 40 appointments a week at a minimum because. Write your own because. What's your because? Because why? I'm going to book 40 appointments a week and I'm going to bring 20 new people onto my team every week because my family deserves it, because I know I can, because I am going to be a partner at Integrity and get a giant check, lots of stock, right? Because I'm going to do it because. I'm going to do it because the causes I believe in, I could donate a lot of money to them if I do what I'm supposed to, because. I'm going to do this because. I don't know if Holly's on, I can't look at participants. I'm going to help with the dishes because, right? Because is powerful. Put it to work yourself. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and work out every day because I don't want to be broken down. Because, right? Because is powerful. Put it to work. Anything that you've been trying, like you've just been, God, I can't get myself to do this, right? Whatever it is, whether it's in your business life, marriage life, family life, whatever, just use because. Because. Find a because and put something big enough on the other side of because. It'll move you. I'm telling you what. All right. Number 3 word, eliminate. People that are highly productive, whether it's business, marriage, family, any of the areas. I typically list the areas in my life that are important to me. You can have whatever areas of life are important to you. Those people that win in those areas of life are masters at elimination. They do less than most people. That allows them to do more of the productive things. And eliminate and instead are very similar. But I'm telling you, eliminate. There's stuff that's holding you back that it just needs to go. Eliminate it. Don't think twice about it. Eliminate it. Eliminate it because it's holding you back. I promise you. Number 4, Evan talked about around this too. Duplicate. It's not hard to do what the top people are doing. Just do exactly what they're doing. I tell new agents all the time. Biggest danger I see people do, they do one-off. They'll hear how a Billy Crane books an appointment. You're going to hear Evan Patzer at 2:30 on the dial jam. Just do it exactly like he does it. And you say the people that are moving up in the company, they're on the dial jam. Be on the dial jam. Be on the dial jam. Just do exactly like it. Let me be crystal clear. When I came aboard the Alliance, guys, Holly and I, we weren't even broke. You couldn't even see broke from where we were at. So I told Andy, I said, dude, you tell me how the top people hold their mouth, and I'll hold my mouth like that. You tell me they stand on their left leg with the right leg in the air, I'll do that. Whatever it takes. I'm going to do exactly what they're doing because I need to get to those results. I'm telling you, I love you. You're brilliant. But let me tell you something. Just duplicate. Just duplicate. All right. Number 5, powerful word, release. What do you need to let go of to move up? What do you need to let go of? Release. Let me tell you something. Highly productive people travel light. Highly productive, happy people travel light. They don't carry a bunch of garbage with them. If you look at the way most people live their lives, it would literally, if we could look at it through this lens, here's what it would look like. They're not only carrying 4 or 5 bags of nasty garbage, they're pulling a wagon, got 20 nasty bags of garbage. And they're wishing they had more room to carry more garbage because they're carrying so much emotional junk. They just need to let go of. Now, I'll watch this tear a marriage apart, tear a child and a parent apart, just carrying a bunch of garbage, carrying a bunch of, well, at one time, I love Andy's definition of fairness. Define fairness without bringing up the past. Define fairness without bringing up the past. Well, this one time, I'm telling you, it's a bunch of garbage. Why you carry it? Why carry a bunch of emotional garbage into the next hour? Why carry any emotional hurt, any emotional he said, she said, I can't believe this person, that stupid client canceled the policy, that person quit. Why carry any of that with you? It's funny how Brandon brought that up, didn't he? Right? Celebrate just for a little bit. I didn't cue him on that because that they don't carry it moving forward. Does it make sense? Don't carry. So if we're not going to carry all our, just don't carry any emotional stuff, any emotional garbage, any mistakes. Hey, have you screwed up stuff? Yeah, I'll let you in on a secret. The thing I was so ticked off on Friday about, it was my screw up. It was my screw up. If I carry that forward, I'm on the Monday message and I'm just like, still can't believe I did that. I can't believe I missed that. How did I miss that? Can't carry it. Can't carry it. I was good and ticked off for 5 minutes. Holly might even tell you I was a little grumpy all day, but I was working grumpy. Release. What can I let go? What can I let go of? If you're driving down the road, if you're getting ready to make your dials, and you're thinking on negative stuff in the past, that will be on the list. Let it go. Let it go. Number 7 ties in with that. I'm sorry, number 6. Number 6 ties in with that. Offense. Highly productive people are not easily offended. Low productive people, you drive up to Walmart right now, you'll find a bunch of people easily offended about everything, offended all the time. And by God, they can't wait to see the next thing they'll be offended about. Offended. For people that take offense at everything, Can't get anything of substance done because they're too busy being offended, too busy offended by this, offended by that, offended by this, offended by that. I love the way Andy talked about it on the activity call on Friday. Doesn't matter what happens around me. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be working. Offense. I'm telling you, highly productive people, they have gotten good. It's not that they don't feel that little boil inside of them. They've gotten good at not taking offense. Number 7, 10%. Let me tell you something. Highly productive people, they just go a little bit longer than everybody else. Now you got the non-productive people, they don't get anything done, right? That's the bottom 10%. But then you got that middle 80%. And everybody's stuck in that pack. They all give up about the same time. The highly productive people, they simply go 10% further. That's all. That was one of the early success books I read, Zig Ziglar. There is no traffic on the extra mile. Highly productive people are extra 10% people. If someone's beating you, I promise you, they're just putting in an extra 10%. That's all. The people that will win the most of this $300,000 that's going to be given away, they're just going to do about 10% more than the ones that don't. And then even within those rankings, you take the top 33, I don't want to give away too many rules. The ones that will win this amount versus the ones that win this amount, these just did 10% more than them. Well, they're above this person. Well, they did 10%. I'm telling you, 10% is key. Can you get good at feeling when you're about to stop and go, I need to put my extra 10%? This is typically where I stop dialing. I need to put in an extra 10%. I typically stop once I get 20 appointments. I'm gonna keep down until I get 22. 10%. Number 8, abundance. People that are happy are abundant people. People that are not are scarcity people. Scarcity people, they're not happy because there's not enough for everybody. So they got to keep what's theirs. They spend their whole time defending turf. They don't spend any time loving others. You hear Brandon talking about how much he loves Billy, loves Jeremico. You can't say that if you're a scarcity person. If you're a scarcity person, you're going, I hope those guys fall off the leaderboard this week. I hope all their leads just don't come in this week. I hope they get a policy. Scarcity. Abundance is there's plenty for all of us, man. Love everybody, right? Wait, watch a scarcity-based person. All y'all are related to people like this. Lord knows I am. They are not going to be the first to dole out a compliment. Why? Because there's only so much love and recognition, and it all has to come to them. So they're not going to be the first to say, hey, man, you're killing it. I'm proud of you. You're doing awesome. They're not going to be the first to do it. We all know people like that. They're scarcity people. Not me and you. Me and you are abundance people. We believe in abundance. Abundance of what? All the good stuff. Believe in abundance. I'm telling you, it'll make you love people more. It'll make you more productive. I wish I had time to do a whole talk on scarcity and abundance, but I'm running out of time. Last thing, here's a big word, determined. I am determined. I have determined that I am going partner. So I am determined to do.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. That's kind of like, wait, everybody else heard that voice too? It's always good just to get confirmation sometimes that other people heard the voice you heard. There's a thin line between inspired and insane. Absolutely. I've determined that this week, when 4 people hang up on me, I'm not going to let it beat me into a corner and cry my Cheerios and just get nothing else done. I've determined that I'm going to book 20 appointments for Tuesday and Wednesday. I was not determined before the call, but by God, I remember when it happened. It was October 12th, 1:49 p.m. when I determined no more getting on the dial jam and not booking 20 appointments. That's not me. I've got more than that. I'm determined that I'm going to have 10 grand a week. I saw Strotter and Jeremico and Billy Crane all with their shirts on. I have determined 10,000 issue paid a week, every week, no matter what. I have determined I'm going to get 20 people every month on my team. I have determined it. I'm telling you, it's a powerful, powerful word. Guys, I'm going to end this talk where I began the talk. Words are powerful. The words we use shape what we do and who we become. So let's make sure we're using powerful, powerful words. There are no neutral words. There are no neutral words. That's why unproductive people are so careless with the words they use. That's why people whose marriages and relationships and all that falls apart all the time, they're careless with the words they use. The words we use are powerful because they're going to shape who we become and they're going to shape what we get done. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win so bad we can't hardly stand it. You should have seen Holly on our, she ducked into our Zoom. Andy asked me to pull together the top 10, 12 people on our team on a Zoom on Friday after activity call. Holly ducked in and Andy said, hey, Holly, tell them a few things. And she just, you should have heard her talk about stop doing less than you are capable of. You've got so much potential. You've got so much potential. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. Let's go out. Let's get it done. The contest has already started. I gave you a heads up so that you could start like shifting and making moves. So I'm telling you, write as much Foresters as you can. I'm telling you, if you're not an agency manager, who you hire direct, how many you hire direct is going to be key. If you're an agency manager, how many you hire direct and how many you help them hire is going to be a key to you getting the most of that $300,000. Guys, Holly and I love y'all. Hammer down. Let's go get it done.